I am Fenil, and today I am here to give the introduction to joint venture. Joint venture is an agreement between two or more parties to carry out business on temporary basis. Joint venture is an undertaking which intends to invest capital and business efforts in profit-making activities. Features of joint venture. It is a temporary association between two or more parties to carry out special tasks. Profits and losses are shared in agreed proportions. If there is no agreement, the profits and losses are shared equally. Determining profits is easy. Each co-venturer contributes funds, skills, and stock. It is not a permanent partnership. There is no specific name given to a joint venture.
Hello everybody, this is Akshay and today I am going to tell the difference between joint venture and consignment. So let us see the difference. So these are the five major differences between consignment and joint venture. Let us look into the first difference. In joint venture, the partners are called as co-venturers, but whereas in consignment they are called as consignee and consignor. And the second point is they treat each other as partners. And whereas in consignment the relationship between consignor and consignee is like principal and agent. And coming to the sharing of profit and losses, in joint venture they share profit and losses, but whereas in consignment that they does not share profit and losses, just consignee receives the commission for selling the goods. And the fourth point is that when two or more members in there will be two and more members in the joint venture, but in consignment there will be only two members. And the last and the most important point is in joint venture, co-venturers contribute capital for the business, but in consignment the capital contribution is not done by the consignee.
Hello, I am Daniel Suchep from class BCom IT, roll number 9, and today I'm going to talk about the methods of recording joint venture accounts and the journal entries that are related to this. So, let's start talking about the methods of recording joint venture account. There are three methods. The first one being the separate set of books method. Second one being memorandum joint venture account, and the third one being methods of recording in co-venturers account. But then for now we are not going to focus on third method, but we are going to focus on first and second because they are important and this is not included right now. So talking about the first one, separate set of books method. In separate set of books method, separate set of books method is basically followed when there are very large transactions. That is, the venture is a large one, and when it is continued for a comparatively long period, accounts under this are prepared under double entry principle. And then talking about the three accounts that are prepared under this method, which is the separate set of books method. There are three accounts, and those are joint venture account, joint bank account, co-venturers account. So in the first joint venture account, this account basically represents the results of the business, the profits and the losses, the trading and the account of trading concern. This account is debited by cost of goods, expenses, goods supplied by the venturers, and other stuff like this, and it is credited by sales proceeds, unsold stocks, stock taken by ventures, and etc. On the credit, if the credit side of this account is greater than the debit side, the difference represents the profit on the joint venture, and the vice versa and the opposite case. The profit or loss so made is transferred to the co-venturers account. Basically, the profit or loss that is made is sent into the co-venturers account. And the second one is the second account that is being made is joint bank account. So in this book, it is just like an ordinary cash book or a bank account. All incomes, including the capital contribution by the ventures appear on the debit side of this account, whereas all expenses of the ventures appear on the credit side of this account. It is finally closed by payment to the co-venturers, leaving no balance on either side, that is the debit or credit. And the third one being co-venturer's account. This is the capital account of the venturer. This account is credited by capital contributed, which is contributed by venturers, and then goods supplied by them for their own stock, expenses made personally by them, and other stuff, and etc. This account is debited for any withdrawals or any asset taken from the venture. Profit or loss so made on this venture is transferred to this account in profit sharing ratio, and this account is closed by cash payment from joint bank and vice versa in the opposite case. And now that we're done with the first method, which is the separate set of books method, we will talk about the second method, which is the memorandum joint venture method. In this method, each co-venturer keeps a record of his joint venture transactions in which he is involved. Each venturer records in his own books only the transaction of joint venture which relate to him. Each party keeps his own account in his own books. He will not record the transaction of other co-venturers. It is a partial record. And to stress on it a little more and explain about it a little more, we can talk about how each co-venturer will open one account in his book and it will be headed joint venture with name of the co-venturer account, because this is a personal account. And then in this account the concerned party records only his transaction, and no account whatsoever is taken of the supplies made, expenses incurred, and etc. by the co-venturer. So these are the two methods that we covered right now in the methods of recording joint venture accounts. And next I would like to talk about the journal entries that are related to this. So now we're going to talk about the journal entries. Now talking about the first journal entry, which is when any amount or bills are received from other co-venturers. So basically amount is B is coming out of the other co-venturer's account, which means that he is going to be credited, and our account, which is the bills receivable account or cash or bank account, is being debited because we are receiving, and the money from the other co-venturer's account is going out. So because we are the receiver and the other person is the giver, uh, that is how it works. So the first journal entry would be cash or bank account, comma bills receivable account debited to co-venturer's personal account. And then the second one, when bills receivable are discounted. This is very self-explanatory, as the title or the statement says, where bank account is being debited and joint venture account is being debited and the bills receivable account is being debited. This is the journal entry being bank account debit, joint venture account debit to bills receivable account. And the third journal entry that we're going to talk about, uh, third journal entry being when goods purchased for joint ventures. So basically here we are purchasing, so the joint venture account is going to be debited and the supplier's account is going to be credited. So the journal entry is as follows: joint venture account is being debited to cash or bank account to supplier's account. The fourth journal entry when goods the fourth journal entry being when goods are sold for joint venture. Here we are selling for the joint venture. So the first thing that we're going to see is that our cash and bank account mm, is receiving, and the customer's account in case of credit is receiving, which is debited, and the joint venture account, which is where something is going, where the amount is going to go out of. Basically, the where the joint venture is giving out is being credited, and in case of drawings, co-venturer's personal account is being debited, and the joint venture account is being credited. So the journal entry is cash to bank account debit, customers account debit to joint venture account, and in drawings, co-venturer personal account debit to joint venture account. So these are the first four. And talking about the next four journal entries, they are when payment is received by the customer. This is very self-explanatory, wherein the cash and bank account is being debited, the joint venture account is also being debited, and the customer's account is being credited. So the journal entry is cash or bank account debit, joint venture account debit to customer's account. And the next one, when goods are supplied out of own stock by any of co-venturers. So basically, goods are being supplied out of our own stock by any of the, I mean, are being supplied out of our or any co-venturer's own stock. So in this journal entry, the joint venture account is going to be debited, and the co-venturer's personal account is being credited. So the journal entries are going to be joint co-venturer account debit to co-venturer's personal account debit. I mean credit to co-venturer's personal account, which is being credited. And then talking about the last last journal entry when unsold goods are taken away by the co-venturers. So when the goods are unsold, they will be taken away by the co-venturers. So it's going to be where goods sent on joint venture account are going to be debited, and the joint venture account is going to be credited. The personal or the joint co-venture account is being debited. So this can be written in two ways. This is goods sent on joint venture account debit to joint co-venture account, or co-venture personal account debit to joint venture account. And the last one, when co-venturers are entitled for some commission or salary. In this, uh, basically the joint venture account is going to be debited, and the commission is or the salary which is going out is going to be credited. So uh, the journal entry is joint venture account debit to commission or salary account. Uh, this was the end of it, and thank you for the opportunity.
Hello everyone, this is Ishwar. Today I am going to explain about joint venture when same books are maintained. So this is an example of a joint venture account when same books are maintained. A and B entered into a joint venture to deal with real estate and opened joint bank account to which A contributes rupees 4 lakhs and B contributes rupees 2,80,000. They agree to share profit and loss in the ratio of their contribution. They purchased a plot of land measuring 500 square yards to 5 lakhs. It was decided to sell the rest in the smaller plot, and plan was prepared at the rate cost of rupees 12 lakh. In the set plan, 20% of land was left for roads, and remaining land was divided and sold for rupees 8,75,000. Now expenses 40,000, stamp 4,000, other 10,000. Allow 2% commission to A. Now opening the B account to joint bank account 3,02,000 by joint bank is the amount which is invested 2,08,000 by joint venture account 97,160 by A account 5833 and the profit. Now balancing the account. So that's it. Thank you. The money invested by A. So by joint bank account 4 lakh to joint bank 6,000. Now by joint venture account the profit 17,500 to bank BA account 5,833. Now balancing the account 611,833. So the balance will be by joint venture account 19,430. Now balancing the accounts, the total is 14,75,000. 14,75,000 by profit and loss account 9,09,000. Now we'll open joint bank account. So A and B enter into a joint venture to deal with a real estate and open a joint bank account to which A contributes 4 lakhs and B contributes 2,80,000. So to A account 4 lakh, to B account 2,80,000. Now they purchased a plot of land measuring 5,000 square yards to 5 lakh. So the entry will be by joint venture account 5 lakh. Now it was decided to sell the rest in the smaller plot and plan was prepared at the rate of cost 12,000. So by joint venture account 12,000. Now in the said plan 20% of the land was left for roads and remaining land was divided and sold for 8,75,000. So to joint venture account 8,75,000. Now expenses are 40,000, stamp 4,000, other 10,000. So to expenses by joint venture account 54,000. We'll open joint venture account. So the first entry will be the purchase a plot of land measuring 5,000 square yards to 5 lakh. So to joint bank account 5 lakh. It was decided to sell the rest in the smaller plot and plan was prepared at the cost of 12,000. So to joint bank account 12,000. Now in the said plan 20% of land was left for roads and remaining land was divided and sold for rupees 8,75,000. So sales will be credited by joint bank account 8,75,000. Now expenses 40,000, stamp 4,000, other 10,000. So sum of all expenses will be 40 plus 10, 50, 54,000. To joint bank account 54,000. Now allow 2% commission to A on sales. So the value of sales is 8,75,000 into 2% will be 8,75,000 into 2 divided by 100, which is equals to 17,500. So to A account 17,500. Now we have to balance the account. So 8,75,000. 8,75,000. So sum of this is 5,83,500. Now to profit and loss account 19,500. So hello everyone, this is Ishwar. Today I am going to explain about joint venture when same books are maintained. So this is an example of a joint venture account when same books are maintained. A and B entered into a joint venture to deal with real estate and opened a joint bank account to which A contributes rupees 4 lakhs and B contributes rupees 2 lakh 80,000. They agree to share profit and loss in the ratio of their contribution. They purchase a plot of land measuring 500 square yards to 5 lakhs. It was decided to sell the rest in the smaller plot, and plan was prepared at the rate cost of rupees 12 lakh. In the said plan, 20% of land was left for roads and remaining land was divided and sold for rupees 8 lakh 75,000. Now expenses 40,000, stamp 4,000, other 10,000, allowed 2% commission to A. For roads and remaining land was divided and sold for 8 lakh 75,000. So to joint venture account 8 lakh 75,000. Now expenses are 40,000, stamp 4,000, other 10,000. So to expenses by joint venture account 54,000. We'll open joint venture account. So the first entry will be the purchase a plot of land measuring 5,000 square yards to 5 lakh. So to joint bank account 5 lakh. It was decided to sell the rest in the smaller plot and plan was prepared at the cost of 12,000. So to joint bank account 12,000. Now in the said plan, 20% of land was left for roads and remaining land was divided and sold for rupees 8,75,000. So sales will be credited by joint bank account 8,75,000. Now expenses 40,000, stamp 4,000, other 10,000. So sum of all expenses will be 40 plus 10, 50, 54,000. To joint bank account 54,000. Now allow 2% commission to A on sales. So the value of sales is 8,75,000 into 2% will be 8,75,000 into 2 divided by 100, which is equals to 17,500. So to A account 17,500. Now we have to balance the account. So 8,75,000, 8,75,000. So sum of this is 5,83,500. Now to profit and loss account 19,500. So hello everyone, this is Ishwar. Today I am going to explain about joint venture when same books are maintained. So this is an example of a joint venture account when same books are maintained. A and B entered into a joint venture to deal with real estate and opened a joint bank account to which A contributes rupees 4 lakhs and B contributes rupees 2 lakh 80,000. They agree to share profit and loss in the ratio of their contribution. They purchase a plot of land measuring 500 square yards to 5 lakhs. It was decided to sell the rest in the smaller plot, and plan was prepared at the rate cost of rupees 12 lakh. In the said plan, 20% of land was left for roads and remaining land was divided and sold for rupees 8,75,000. Now expenses 40,000, stamp 4,000, other 10,000, allowed 2% commission to A.
Hello everyone, I am Rashid. Today I am going to explain about joint venture in separate books.
Separate books are maintained. Each co-venture opens a joint venture account and the other co-venturer's account in their respective books, and they record the transaction affecting joint venture.
This is Vishal. So today I'm going to explain to you about memorandum joint venture account. So let's begin with the introduction.
Memorandum joint venture. The first point is it records transactions affecting joint venture. It is an alternative method when each co-venturer records transactions affecting joint venture. The second point is it facilitates in ascertaining profits or losses. The preparation of memorandum of joint venture account facilitates in ascertaining profits or losses made on joint venture. The third point is double entry system cannot be found. The double entry system cannot be found as transactions in this account are not posted in other accounts. The fourth point is expenses are debited and all incomes are credited in this account. The fifth point is in each of the co-venturers book, an account is opened named as joint venture with co-venturers name account. The sixth point is memorandum joint venture account is a personal account by nature. The last point is transactions undertaken by other parties is not recorded in this account.